We have Mega Salamence coming into Pokemon Go, and I want to make sure you guys know exactly how strong this Pokemon is, where it does sit in the tier list, and is it going to be worth your time, energy, and resources to power up multiple of these in Pokemon Go. And then I'm also going to cover Salamence in the PvP leagues as well. So if you guys do want any of the difference and you want to skip over meta attackers, see where this Pokemon as a Mega sits, or if you just want to see the GBL, you can check the timestamps below. And if you guys need more raids, check the pin comments below. Jump into the Discord, totally free access, or if you want more Premier access, you guys can get into the Patreon and run it through that way. All right, so we have Mega Salamence coming to Pokemon Go. Man, this Pokemon is very exciting. It is a dragon and a flying type Pokemon. It's going to have an extremely high maxed out CP. It's going to max out at 5688. Yes, holy smokes, this Pokemon is extremely powerful in the game, and it goes extremely high. Not only that, it's going to have an attack value of 310, which is actually above Mewtwo's. Not the Mega Mewtwo, but regular Mewtwo. Has a defense of 251 and a stamina at 216. So obviously this Pokemon is a very attacker-friendly Pokemon. And that's going to lead us into its strengths and weaknesses. It's actually going to be weak to 4 things, but it has a double weakness to ice, being that it is a flying and a dragon. It's also going to have single weakness to rock, dragon, as well as fairy. And then as far as its resistances go, it's going to double resist ground, double resist grass, and single resist bug, fighting, fire, as well as water. So this Pokemon, although it does have a double weakness, it is going to be extremely strong against dragon Pokemon. And unfortunately, being that it is dragon, it will be weak to dragons, but it is definitely going to be worth looking at this Pokemon as a consideration here. And this Pokemon is an extremely cool looking shiny in the green. So as far as its fast moves, it's going to get 3 of them. It's going to have Fire Fang, Dragon Tail, which is the premier dragon meta attacker moveset, which is extremely exciting. And then it also does get Crunch. And then also for its charge moves, it's going to get 3 plus a legacy move from Comday. So it's going to have Hydro Pump, it's going to have Fire Blast, it's also going to have Draco Meteor, and then finally the Comday move of Outrage, which is the premier meta attacker dragon move. So this Pokemon is set up for meta attackers. However, when we're looking at it for PvP, it does seem like it's missing a couple of those at least signature moves that would make this Pokemon that much better. And one of those moves being Dragon Breath. And unfortunately, this Pokemon does not get Dragon Breath, but it's cool to have some dragon PvP Pokemon such as Dragonite that can also meta attack, and then to have some Pokemon that are more meta attackers and maybe they just don't work so much in PvP, and that's totally okay. So now we are going to switch gears and we're going to check out the best moveset on Salamence and see how strong its ER value is. It's the exact same DPS times DDO, except it accounts more accuracy for if it is going to survive more or less. Alright, so checking out this Pokemon's best moveset right now, let's see which one is going to be the best. I think we can kind of guess, but I also want to see where do the other ones sit. At the top, we have Dragon Tail and Outrage with 50.79, and honestly, not too much further behind it with that Draco Meteor at 50.54. Then we have the Fire Fang and Outrage at 48.3. Then we have Dragon Tail and Return at 47.1, which is actually quite surprising because this Pokemon does get a Shadow. So in order for that to have it, you're going to either have to Elite TM it into it, or you're going to have to find it as a Shadow, which then is going to lead us into Fire Fang, Draco Meteor. And then if we keep going down on the list, we can have Bite and Outrage at 46.61. Although it does not get a Dark Charge move, which is kind of going to limit it to be able to be used as a Dark attacker. And if you want to see it with Hydro Pump, Dragon Tail Hydro Pump at 45.12. And then on the next page, we can check this Pokemon out with Fire Fang and Fire Blast at 39.83. Alrighty, so looking at this Pokemon, obviously speaking, the Double Dragon with the Outrage is going to be the best set. Even though Draco Meteor is semi-close, I highly suggest that you guys Elite TM at least one of these Pokemon if you don't have it with Outrage already, because, man, it is so much better to use a 2-bar charge than a 1-bar charge, even if they're pretty close in the damage that they're going to do, because you do not waste out on any type of damage if your Pokemon dies halfway through when you could have done an Outrage. Instead, you are waiting on trying to save up a full Draco Meteor to be able to get it out. However, one other thing I'm going to put in here before you guys go after this is maybe you have a Pokemon from a while back, like 100% IV, that does have the Outrage, and then you have a newer shiny that is a Lucky and it does not have it yet. I do think at some point or another, the Bagon will have a Comday Classic coming back, so if you are patient enough and you do not want to use any premium items such as Elite Charge TMs, I do believe you guys will easily be able to get this Pokemon. The only thing I do not know is the time frame on that, which is going to make it slightly problematic to be able to get this for us. But besides that, Elite TMs, I mean, they're kind of worth it here for this specific Pokemon because of how strong it is. The other thing I'm going to mention here is we are going to check it out with Fire Blast, and we are going to check it out with Hydro Pump because this Pokemon being so incredibly strong might be able to sit in some of the top meta attackers. But as far as dragon meta attackers, let's see where it does sit as of right now. And the other thing I am going to mention is that it also does not get any flying moves, which would make it an extremely viable Mega Flyer, but it does not. So right now, let's check out Dragon. Overall, where does the Mega Salamence sit in the top? At the top, we have currently Mega Garchomp, which, like I tell you guys, does not make sense. I think Mega Rayquaza is stronger, but I'm not really sure why this Mega Garchomp is stronger. However, let's just stay with it right for now. 55.41. Mega Rayquaza comes in second, still not out yet, 54.84. Eternamax, Eternatus, not out yet, but the number one Pokemon that will be out here soon is going to be Mega Salamence with Dragon Tail and Outrage at 50.79, which is extremely exciting. And then Black Kyurem, which I cannot wait for this Pokemon to come out. Dragon Tail and Outrage at 49.55. Then not too much further behind it, we actually have Shadow Salamence at 49.28, which is only a little bit more than 1.5 points below its Mega form. Mega Latios comes in next, which is now getting overbeaten by the Mega Salamence. The only thing about Mega Latios that I do like is that Mega Latios is not a flyer, so it will not share the same double weakness as does the Mega Salamence will at 48.15. Shadow Dragonite coming in there next, Mega Latias, and then Shadow Latios right there. So that's extremely strong Pokemon. It is the number one strongest dragon attacker in the game right now. I cannot wait for this Pokemon. But also, I do want to check out where does it sit as the overall ranking of strongest Pokemon in the game. Where is it sitting? So obviously at the top we have Mega Mewtwo Y, and then we have Mega Mewtwo X. And then next we have Shadow Mewtwo, Mega Garchomp, Mega Rayquaza, Eternamax, Eternatus, followed by Mega Lucario in there, which is going to be in the 7th spot overall. Then we have the Mega Metagross, Mega Blaziken, and Mega Gengar in the 10th spot. In the 11th, we have Mega Charizard Y. Calyrex is not in there. Mega Latios, Mega Sceptile, Zacian Crown Sword, also not out yet. Mega Alakazam, which is actually extremely powerful, but not even nearly as powerful as is the Mega Mewtwo. But then the Mega Salamence coming in the 8th most powerful Pokemon as of right now, but 17th most powerful overall when we have all the Pokemon in the game. So wow, this Pokemon is extremely strong in the game. But the one other thing that I do want to check out is where is it going to sit in the water and the fire category. But as far as powering this Pokemon up before we do go after this, guys, this is an A+ for me. I love this Pokemon. My goal is to have 3 Megas of this Pokemon all the way to Mega level 3, and I plan to do quite a bit of raids to max out on Mega Energy because of how strong this Pokemon actually is in Pokemon Go. So now let's check out fire, and then we'll check it out with the Hydro Pump water. Alrighty, overall, this is going to be the top fire, so we're not using double fire moves here because we can also take into account the Mega Mewtwo and so forth. The Reshiram with the Fusion Flare is quite far up there, which is still really impressive that we did check out. But if we do want to see the Mega Salamence, it's going to be in the 14th spot overall on the second page with Dragon Tail and Fire Blast at 43.59. But just remember, it does get double fire moves. That is kind of effective right there if you guys do want to go after that. However, now let's check it out in the water category because just remember it does get Hydro Pump. So Mega Swampert is number 1 at 50.56, which obviously would be the one to use as of right now. However, let's just for checking it out and maybe for double moving it and to see which is the most effective, we have Primal Kyogre coming in next, Mega Blastoise coming in 3rd, Ash Greninja is not out yet. So the 4th overall right now is going to be Mega Salamence with Dragon Tail and Hydro Pump at 45.12. But just to note, that is 5 points in the ER value behind the Mega Swampert, which is semi-significant. Okay, so there you go. For a second charge move, my recommendation would be Hydro Pump because of how powerful that move is going to be and for how powerful this Pokemon is and where it does sit overall. In comparison to the fire, obviously there are much better fires. However, for the water, it's a very close second here, or I guess I should say 4th in comparison to the others. So let's check out the Salamence in the GBL and see if it's going to be worth your while. As far as the Great League, in the 500s for the Shadow, in the 600s for the regular, in the Ultra League, both of them are going to be sitting in the 500s. And then for the Master League, 141 for the Shadow and 163 for the regular. So this Pokemon unfortunately does not breach the top. However, do not count it out because if it ever does get a move such as Dragon Breath at some point, this Pokemon would be a mighty fine attacker for the GBL. So is this Pokemon going to be strong? Absolutely. Is it worth your time, energy, and resources to power up? Absolutely. It is a budget counter as well, meaning it does not take paid XL candy to be able to use it. So guys, I highly suggest you guys go after this Pokemon, get as many as you can, get that XL candy, and max it out all the way to level 50 because I am going to be doing so as well, and I cannot wait to see this Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So excited. So thank you guys for tuning in as always. To all my likers, comments, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes their support, subscription, invitation to the next level. I'm see you guys out in the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.